Astro Visual Editor by Opace. Edit text, sections, and SEO on the rendered Astro page, and write validated changes straight to source. 8 parts: opening, 0 setup editing, structure, sections and locks, complex sources, SEO, save and restore, and safety. Part 1: Opening the editor. This is the demo site running under Astro Dev, with nothing added to the page. Move to the bottom edge and Astro's own Dev Toolbar slides up. Astro Visual Editor is installed there as a toolbar app. One click and the builder docks beside the page makes room for it rather than being covered. At the top, a status line confirms the connection and that changes stay local until saved. Next to it, what can I edit, and a collapse button. Below that, the demo page switcher, then 2 tabs, builder for content and structure, page for SEO. The page structure tree lists every group and section the editor has found. Along the bottom, review changes, undo, redo and history. The canvas stays quiet on purpose, faint boundaries at rest, one label tag when you hover, and nothing more until you click. Toggle what can I edit, and editable content is highlighted while everything else fades back, so you can see at a glance where the editor has permission to write. Part 2: 0 setup editing. Now the plain demo page. This is a completely ordinary Astro page, no data attributes, no regions, no configuration at all. The editor has still found 3 sections and every piece of text by reading the source itself. Text with a single literal match becomes editable straight away, and safe structural matches become live, reorderable sections. Click the second list item and the inspector opens for it. The Advanced tab shows exactly where it lives, the source file, the field, and the selector on the page. Back in Content, type a replacement, the page previews it instantly, and the change joins the local queue on its own. There is no queue button to remember. Prefer typing on the page itself? Double-click a paragraph and edit it in place. Enter keeps the change, escape would restore the original. Undo and redo step back and forward through the queue, and so far nothing has touched a single source file. Part 3: Page structure and drag and drop. Back on the simple demo, the page structure tree works like a navigator. Click an item and the editor selects it on the canvas and pins its single toolbar, settings, lock, move up, a drag handle, move down and delete. The section inspector adds add before, add after, and delete. Back to page structure returns to the tree. Reordering is real drag and drop. Hover a card, take hold of its drag handle, and as you move, an accent bar shows which edge the block will land on. Drop it, and the page re-renders in the new order, queued as one structural change. Every tree item also carries its own move controls, so the same reorder works without a pointer. Sections with keyboard focus respond to Alt with the arrow keys and Alt delete as well. Each move is one more queued change, and undo walks them back. Part 4: Sections, locks and templates. Select a section and choose it after. Templates come from a server-side registry, so only markup you have approved can ever be inserted. 3 neutral templates ship by default. Pick text, and a new section lands exactly after the one you selected, queued with everything else. Delete asks first and tells you what it will do. Like every other change, the deletion is only queued locally and stays reversible until you save. Content is marked editable, locked or protected, and the blue and teal hierarchy colors never stand in for that state. The review card is locked, its state says so, and its structural controls are grayed out. As the project owner you unlock it in one click, and lock it again, the rule is saved to a Git reviewable policy file in your project. Protected is different. Here the commit cards label is excluded in the source, so the editor cannot prove it's safe to write. Instead of a field, it explains why in plain language, and a developer-supplied note says where it can be changed. Part 5: Complex sources. The complex sources page is a single root assembled from a shared layout, imported components, a JSON data file and a content collection entry. The structure tree now shows the full hierarchy, a group, its sections, nested rows, and individual blocks, with lock state visible at a glance. Click the Hero heading. The Advanced tab reveals its real owner, the complex page JSON file, at the path hero.title. Edit it in content and the preview updates, but the change is recorded against that JSON property, not against the HTML. Further down, the case study title comes from a Markdown content collection entry, owned by its front matter title field. Edit that too. Each value keeps its own file, path, and validation trail, and both edits will be saved together in one multi-file batch. Nested blocks are reorderable as well. The hero's blocks live in a component file, hover the summary, take its drag handle, and move it above the heading. The editor rewrites only that component structure, hash-checked before anything moves. The evidence cards below are a JSON array, and they reorder the same way. The Design tab reports the rendered typography and spacing for context. Writing styles is deliberately read-only in this release, until the owning CSS can be proven safe. Full design control is the top item on the roadmap. Part 6, SEO and Page Settings. The Page tab opens the SEO form, title, description, keywords, canonical URL, open graph title and description, and robots directives. Each field is checked against its real source before it is offered. This page delegates its metadata to a layout through literal props, so all 7 are writable. Update the description, cue the change, and it joins the same set as your text and structure edits. Part 7, Review, Save and Restore. Review changes lists every queued edit with the page it affects and a plain language summary, changed visible text, reordered blocks, updated search description. Technical details expands to the exact file, field, selector, and the before and after values. Remove a single change with its cross, or discard the lot. Save and Apply opens the final safety check, the exact source lines that will be written, file by file, compiled and hash-checked against what is on disk. Nothing is saved until you confirm. Then the batch is written atomically. Astro reloads the page from the new source, and you reopen the editor from the toolbar with a clean queue. History and Restore keeps a local record of every saved batch. Restore previous save puts the files back exactly as they were, but only while they are unchanged since, so it can never overwrite newer work. The page reloads with the originals, and Restore Session Start would roll back everything from this session. Part 8, Safety and Everyday Use. Collapse the panel and a compact picker stays out of the way, the same picker that narrow screens get as touch pick mode. Expand it again when you want the full inspector. Keyboard shortcuts cover the essentials: Command or Control S saves, Z undoes, Shift Z redoes, and Alt Enter opens focus text. Turn the app off and it is simply your site again. Everything you have seen exists only during Astro Dev. Production builds contain no editor client and no write endpoint. Writes are refused on network exposed dev servers unless you opt in. Every Astro write is validated by the compiler, and a batch is rejected if the source has moved underneath it. To try it, run npx astro add at Opace dev/Astro Visual Editor, start your dev server and open the Dev Toolbar. Everything in this video was recorded on the bundled demo site with fixture content, using a development-only tool. Thank you for watching.